Alright everybody, we are back again, and running into an issue where I'm kind of running out of stuff to make videos of right now. Trying to keep on the daily upload stuff during the week, but it's harder than I thought when there's just... It's not hard to do it, but if you have nothing to film, it's difficult to make a video of nothing going on. I didn't exhaust earlier today. I really technically could have did that, but how entertaining is it watching me kind of just make cuts and weld and, you know, 3 different angles, woo. So, didn't bother doing that. And also, the car that I did it on, it was actually another VR6 turbo car, but it's still not running right, and there's still like no wastegate line hooked up and stuff, so he couldn't, you know, he's driving it all in vacuum. He's not even getting into boost or nothing like that, so can't even really show off the way the exhaust sounds other than kind of just at idle and kind of cruising off. So I'm gonna put that off. I'll get a video of his car later on down the line once we get it dialed in more. But that's that. And then for right now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I actually got to go make a run to the store and get cat food. So I'm gonna put a little bit different of a tune in from what you saw, and not the previous video, but the one for that of me driving the car around. I'm gonna put a little bit more aggressive of tune in. I took a little bit of fuel out at idle on this tune because before it was a bit rich, like at idle and cruising. So it took a little bit of fuel out there. Added a little bit of timing. Basically after idle, I left like the base timing, I put it to 10 because that's what the GA is, and then kind of after that just like added some timing. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, that's about that. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, though, I found a video from my other Sentra when it was automatic and a GA, so I'm gonna put a little comparison of like a 0 to 60 from when it was automatic to now being turbo. I'm gonna try and dig through and see if I can't find a few other like 0 to 60 type videos from different stages and kind of just like do all the comparisons. But yeah, and then if I can notice a difference, I'll put the one in from me kind of doing a launch the other day, because it was a 0 to 60 even though I launched and spun like tomorrow. But I'm gonna see if I can get it to kind of not spin. It's wet out, so that's probably not gonna work out too much. But I'm just gonna leave real soft and then try and get into it and see if it'll be quicker than when I was just spinning the other day. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this tune in here and then set you guys up in the car. I'm also gonna, since it's night out, you'll be able to see the laptop screen a little bit better, and I'm also gonna make sure I'm gonna zoom in on it and make sure that that's nice and in frame for cruising around. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see the speedo up on the laptop along with all the other stuff. So should be a little bit interesting. Alright, hopefully you can actually see that. I know as soon as I start driving down the road, it's gonna vibrate all to hell, and you'll probably not be able to see anything. But here's the hoping, right? So let's go for a drive, shall we? If you guys can hear it on the camera, but I'm hearing a definite strong rattle starting to come from my transmission, so it's leading to me to believe that my input shaft bearing is going. Somebody told me to do a burnout just now, And I normally don't like giving into that sort of thing, but it happens. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get. Let's do this, see if the transmission's gonna blow or not, because it sure as hell sounds like it's gonna. Alright, ready? 0 to 60. There's 0. Try for that one more time. I know the laptop moves all over the place, but all right, 0. Now. 60. Man, if second gear was a second, like a little bit longer, I could hit 60 in second, but it just doesn't want to happen. I have to shift into third at like 55, and then it kills like a solid second because I'm not, you know, I don't have the driver mod. I don't like shifting hard. That's when I miss third. All right, now that we did that, let's see if I can't get a little bit better of an idea for like a sound clip of the noise the transmission's making for you guys. Doesn't really so much do it in third. I'll shift into second here in a second, and we'll maybe probably be able to hear it more. You can't really hear it. Here, I'll come down and go into first. Right there. You heard it? I know, it had to have heard it. All right, well, that's the noise. Yeah. I know it's dark, you can't see nothing, but that's what that noise sounds like from right in the engine bay. And it goes away as soon as you push the clutch in. So, yeah. Alright guys, so that's that. So it takes about 8 seconds for me to get from 0 to 60. I know if I could get there in second, which I can't, I have to shift into third to get to 60. I have to shift into third at like 55 miles an hour, and that cuts like a good second off. If second was a little longer, I could hit 60 in second, and I'd probably be able to make it in 7 seconds, maybe even closer to 6 if all the variables and all the planets line properly. But it seemed like 8 seconds is about the best I can get. Didn't really make a difference. I hit 8 seconds, it seemed like, once tonight, and that was like the same that I got yesterday. So I could probably actually, never mind. If I went out and it was perfectly dry and I tried probably 3 different times, I guarantee one of them I could probably hit 7 seconds. But yeah, it'd have to be like perfect. And I'm pretty sure the clip of the auto 0 to 60, at that time it was pretty stock. I think it just had like the SR20 throttle body on it and like a cold air. It's not really a cold air, just a short intake, short ram. And I think that was about 10 seconds. So cutting 2 to 3 seconds off of your 0 to 60 time, I feel like that's a pretty big difference. I know you cut 3 seconds off your quarter mile time, and that's a huge difference. You know what I mean? So I feel like 2 to 3 seconds off your 0 to 60 is just as big of a feat, if not bigger. So that's pretty sweet, right, guys? Yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Wasn't really a whole lot that I filmed today. That's basically, I kind of just threw this together last second. And I hope it was a little bit entertaining. I'm sorry about how shaky the laptop and the camera gets every time I drive. I have really, really stiff suspension in this, and I also have a solid front motor mount, dog bone mount. So you get a lot of vibration in the car, and that really translates into the camera. It vibrates all over the place. So I'm gonna have to figure out some way to eliminate that in the future. I'll possibly look into, I don't know, I see on all the nice popular car channels or whatever, they have all those nice in-car shots and they're really stable, and they use those big old suction cup mount things. So I might have to get something like that, and then I could mount it to the back window and kind of, you know, scope right on the laptop, and you'd really get a better sense of what's going on. But actually, for that matter, I could get two, and then I could have one zoomed out so you get full car view, and then have another one zoomed in on the laptop that I could throw in as like a little pip window when I edit it. Whatever, we'll get there in due time, guys. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one. Car seems to run good. I do feel like the tune I put in it now with a little bit more timing in it did make a little bit of a difference. But it's still, it's like really boggy, like taking off. It's really boggy and like laggy, and you kind of like really have to like give it some oomph. But it gets really rich on takeoff, so I feel like that could be that. It's just dumping too much fuel in. But alright, I know this is the third time I've said this now, but that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, because that would be really awesome. And then stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.